Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Boss Rush Gamescast, your bi-weekly Gamescast. This you bye, baby, and you know what?
Bye.
Bye. Da. No. Okay. We're redoing this, Corey. If you hear this, we are redoing this intro.
Nah, keep it, Corey.
Keep it, Corey?
Yeah, no, that's fine. Might as well redo it, yeah.
Okay. Yep. 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Boss Rush Gamescast, a podcast where we talk about them winter blues. How you doing, Stoy?
The fact that I'm celebrating that it's in the 20s here is crazy to me. When I'm like, hey, wow, it's supposed to be 25 today. Like, that's warm. I could practically wear my spring jacket.
Yeah, you know, it's unfortunately I wasn't able to go on my trip, but that would have been the low temperature in New Orleans had I gone, with the high being in the mid 30s this last weekend, which is extremely cold, but it'd be that's kind of warm for a Wisconsin winter.
Yeah. Wow, that is crazy. Well, I mean, right now it's 59.
Oh yeah, no, it would have immediately jumped up had we come back. That's how it works, you know.
That's crazy. I wonder how they reacted there. Anybody out there in listener land, let us know if you're from New Orleans.
Well, I mean, we had friend of the podcaster Celeste tell us that basically it was like a national emergency, and they were canceling everything left and right and delaying parades so that they weren't in the freezing cold. And said
they have parades in January?
Yeah, it's Mardi Gras, bro.
It's not Mardi Gras now.
It's Mardi Gras from the point you put away your Christmas decorations in the new year to whenever Mardi Gras actually falls. They decorate that place like a second Christmas. Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. I didn't know that.
It is green, purple, and gold everywhere.
Okay.
With parades starting a couple weeks, almost a month ahead. They start getting parades out, and then the final day is huge, massive party.
Oh, good for them. Good for them. They're having fun. But for it is crazy when you hear about I think I heard Tennessee got an inch or two of snow, and they were shutting down schools left and right. And for us, 2 inches, it's no big deal.
They don't know how to drive on it, and they can't.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, they can't. Yeah, they're not as skilled as we are. I mean, granted, there's some people out there that still can't drive in it here in Wisconsin, but yeah, we're a little bit more used to it. But I mean, at some point, I would like to go outside in a t-shirt again.
One day, I don't know when, but there's some hope that it may be in a couple of months.
Actually, when I left work today, I don't know what time you leave work. I leave work at 5:30, and it was still a little bit of daylight.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah, you look forward to little things like that. It's hey, it's going to be 35 next week. That's cool. Hey, I'm leaving work, and there's a little bit of daylight still instead of it being pitch black. That's cool as well.
Mm-hmm. I like how you're putting a positive spin on this. People would be like, you know what, that groundhog saw his shadow. We got 6 more weeks of winter.
I don't believe in that heresy. I don't believe in that heresy. I mean, you got to reframe your mind, I guess. I don't know how else to say it.
Well, if you guys are suffering from those winter blues, you're in the right place. We'll try
celebrate those little victories. Celebrate those little victories. Hey, today is above freezing. Great.
That's right.
We're go outside in shorts.
We're going to add a little bit of red to it. We're going to make it purple.
Yeah. Now that it's warm enough to go out there and slay your enemies.
That's right.
Take that giant great sword in your basement and start slaying fools.
Or grab that axe that has that little thunk sound whenever you throw it and call it back again. Chop some trees down.
Or slay your enemies.
Well, when we are not talking about those winter blues and finding that cure for them, we're talking about video games. This is your bi-weekly gameplay discussion podcast, and I am one of your hosts, Patrick Klein, and alongside me is the king of retro, Retro Stoy.
Some games did not age well. I'll just say that.
Yep, we
Some
are.
some games did not age well.
Yeah, since it's just me and Story tonight, unfortunately, Taylor caught herself a death cold, and caught herself. What's the saying? Catch your death a cold.
I mean, death cold sounds good. I've been hearing some people having colds that have been like pretty nasty, pretty raw. So
Taylor has not gotten sick in like the 3 years that I've known her.
Mm-hmm.
She has been sick for well over a week now.
Yeah,
like she got hit hard with this bug, and she is miserable.
It sounds about right to what I've been hearing from other people. Like week long, just feeling like absolute dog shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Best of luck to you, Taylor, if you're listening to this, because she listens to all her episodes, right?
Oh, every single one of them.
Yeah, I'll bet.
Just as much as you and I listen to our episodes.
Yeah, I do sometimes. Because I'm like, sometimes I'm like, man, I must have sounded like a freaking idiot in this episode. And I'll listen back to it and I'm like, oh yeah, I did kind of sound like a freaking idiot. But
you know what? The way you find out that you don't sound like an idiot is by never listening to it in the first place.
Suppose you're right. I'm always just too curious. So I know a lot of people that I've talked to that have podcasted in the past. They're like, oh my God, I can't listen to myself. And I'm like, yeah, I suppose I can't either. But I try to I try to listen to myself to learn, like, oh man, I say that a lot, or I say this a lot, or maybe I was hanging on to this topic too long. Like right now, I'm hanging on to this topic too long. This is a video game podcast.
It's an anything we want podcast. You know what? This is our podcast, and we'll do whatever the hell we want. Corey ain't here to tell us otherwise.
Hell yeah. Neither is Eddie. Eddie's not here to talk our heads off about Nintendo. I make fun of Eddie a lot on this show.
Oh, it's very easy to make fun of Eddie.
What kind of snacks do you like to eat?
Nah, and you know, like Eddie knows we joke around too, just because he's got his very hot takes on Nintendo, and like when everyone else was bashing on the game key card, he was the only one that was trying to.
I know. I wanted to reach across that camera and be like, "You out of your mind? What kind of take is that?"
It is a hot Eddie take.
Yeah, hot Eddie take. Game cards are good. Like, what?
Mm-hmm. Well, who knows? Maybe he has a point, and we won't find out for another 5 years, and we'll be like, you know what? Eddie was right all along.
And he's gonna forget. He's gonna be like, "Oh, I said that, man."
that is 100% correct.
I said it. I don't remember it, but I said it.
Yep. All right. Well, speaking about the things that we are saying, we also speak about the things that we are playing, watching, or have otherwise entertained us over the last 2 weeks. Stoy, what has entertained you?
I fired up Siphon Filter for my PlayStation. Speaking of things that did not age well.
The first thing that comes into mind is Gabe Logan's run.
Yeah.
And that was just like kicking like windmills.
When that game came out, I don't think the analog controller was a thing, because you can't use a period. So I mean, it's kind of like a weird version of tank controls where up and down is moving forward and backward on the D-pad, and then left and right is like turning. So if you want to strafe, you hitting the L2 and R2 buttons. It's very weird to control that, and it took me a long time to get used to that, especially when like you're surrounded by enemies. And thank God games like this have like auto aim, because this would have been hard if this was like free aim, you know. So yeah, that was once you get the control scheme, which admittedly for us, like you and I, we've been playing games for like a long time. I mean, we're boomers in this space, but
we'll never be boomers, man. We are millennial 100%. Well,
I'm
I'm
tech.
a millennial. You're
I'm a,
X.
I'm a zennial. I'm a zennial. I'm in this like kind of like weird 2-3 year cusp between Gen X and Gen Y. So we call ourselves zennials. We have a subreddit.
Interesting.
Yeah. So but anyway, the yeah, like you've played enough games with good and bad control schemes, so it's one of those things. It's like, okay, all right, I can get used to this. So, but it's kind of like a, for those that don't know, Siphon Filter is like PlayStation's answer to like, we want Metal Gear Solid, but we want a more action focused Metal Gear Solid. So it's like Gabe Logan is his name, typical white boy action star. And there's bombs all over Washington, D.C., and only Gabe Logan can stop it.
Only Gabe
Yeah.
and
And
his
some
taser.
some woman in his earpiece that like keeps telling him, hey, go forward. The bomb should be right in front of you. Hey, there's a door at the end of the hallway. Use that to exit the area. It's like, it's this trope.
Hmm.
the but honestly, the game is fun. Like I love playing it. It's like 3 hours long. I don't think I didn't beat it. I got a couple hours in, but with a little bit of trial and error in some places. So
First one was hard, if I remember,
yeah, it was.
but it could also have been the controls.
Yeah, I think this is definitely one of those games where you're fighting the controls more. And the enemy AI is kind of dumb, but also kind of, like
Mm.
unfair too as well sometimes. Like you get some enemies will like run up to you, like they'll just run toward your direction and stop literally right in front of you. And the auto aim doesn't work when they're like right up in front of you. So like he's shooting you, you're shooting him, and it's like none of the bullets are connecting. So you're just sitting there like, come on, man, kill him. And then it's like, okay, well, if I move, he's going to start shooting me. So it happens quite a lot. But as long as the idea is to keep moving in the game, keep
I
moving.
forget, does everyone have like sniper vision in that game? Like,
Not, no.
are like people with machine guns from like 100 yards away, like sniping you?
Yeah. I mean, they're trying to. There's a lot of places where the enemies are high up, which I mean, thankfully, it's like, what is it? I think L1 or R1 is like you can target anybody that's close to you,
Hmm.
and it works most of the time where like it actually targets like higher enemies up. But if you're in an area that has a mixture, then good luck. You're getting sniped by a guy with a handgun.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
I mean, it's fine. This was definitely a game I wish PlayStation could revitalize. Maybe something in the vein of like a Mission Impossible style game, high stakes, one single guy, can save the world. I think it'd be kind of cool.
Well, maybe we'll get that with our first light. It's been a while since we had a fun game like that.
I know, and I missed that when I did a video game journal, like we
Hmm.
talked about with Daryl, and I found some surprising things about myself and what I like in video games. Um, it's going to be an interesting one. I think I want to kind of like share what I discovered about myself, and I'll probably do a retro XP podcast probably this week. I don't know. I still have to record an episode this week, but um, I may want to do like, yeah, like this is what I learned about myself and what I like in video games. Kind of neat.
Cool.
I also played Suit for Hire. This is on the PC, and this is about as close to a John Wick simulator as you're going to get. This game is so much fun. Um,
Hmm.
I mean, the objective is pretty simple. You're just a third person action adventure game, and you can actually play the game in two different perspectives, like over the shoulder, standard camera that we're used to now, and then kind of over the
Hmm.
top, like an isometric third person angle. Um, I haven't played that angle. I've played the over the shoulder camera, which is, like I said, something that I'm just used to now. But
Hmm.
uh, you're running through the gauntlets, you're running through areas. Enemies are coming at you with bats, swords, guns, and you can dive, you can slow mo, you can do takedowns, you can grab other people's weapons, use them as weapons of your own. the amount of ways you can kind of dispatch your enemies are endless, and it's very fast paced. Like you have to keep moving. You can't. There's no cover in here. There's no taking it slow. Once the enemies start coming at you, it's like start taking them out. The one caveat about this game is you only have 7 bullets in your handgun, and that's it. Like
Okay.
once those bullets are done, like you're not picking up a lot of extra ammo. You're maybe picking up one extra magazine if you do some cool shit. Like it actually scores you based on like how well you do, how creative you dispatch your enemies. Do you do takedowns, stuff like that? Like in order for you to reload your handgun, you have to do a takedown, or occasionally an enemy will drop ammunition that you can pick up if you chain together like really cool kills.
Okay.
So, the auto aim is really good in this. Like, it's not like it's kind of like snap aim. So, like, so long as you point to the particular to an enemy that's kind of coming at you, like it'll just
Mhm.
stick to them. And then you could do like a
Yeah.
small little like if you want to get like really cool headshots, you could do a small little like maneuver where you move the
Yeah.
reticule up and get some headshots.
That makes sense for like a John Wick style. You wouldn't be John Wick if you had to like auto aim. It'd
Yeah,
almost be like, yeah.
yeah, really. Like honestly, it's hard to like. I get it's hard to emulate that kind of gameplay style. Like you watch John Wick, you watch the movies, and
Hmm.
you're like, man, this would be a cool ass video game to play. But it's like, how do you emulate that? I think we have this.
I,
I keep forgetting this game that's coming out. I have it on my wish list where it's like you're like a female acrobatic martial artist. She does like gun fu, that kind of same style.
hmm
But it's like Cyberpunk meets John Wick or something. I forget the name of it, but it's on my wish list. I know for a fact that's coming out soon. I'm
I'm
looking forward to that.
gonna tell you a secret. I have
Uh huh.
still yet to see a John Wick movie,
Oh, do you
but
want me to explain to you what John Wick does?
hold on. But
Okay.
I have seen Ballerina.
Oh, okay. That's weird.
So
No,
I have
how
seen
was
a
how was
John Wick.
Ballerina?
I like Ballerina.
Okay,
It had some really cool scenes to it.
cool. Did you
Have you
see
ever
John
seen a
Wick?
flamethrower fight?
Flamethrower fight? No.
Yeah, where like two people with flamethrowers are like going at it.
Hmm.
I never knew such a fight could exist, but it existed in Ballerina.
Oh, cool. Cool.
Yeah.
Um, if you like, I mean, this game has literally no story. Like, um, you have locations, and then in each location, you have like 8 stages or something, and each stage lasts about like 5 minutes. You rack up points based on how many kills you get, how many chains you get, especially if your shots are like accurate, like you're hitting them. If you miss, that breaks the chain. Obviously, um, if you die, you lose a lot of points. If you get hit, you lose points, stuff like that.
Hmm.
There's rare pickups, like you could pick up armor that gives you a little extra armor protection from shots. But the game is like honestly, it's like that short burst fun where it's like 5 minutes, you go through the gauntlet, your adrenaline's up, it's like, okay, all right, let's chill, let's breathe for a bit, okay, let's do it over again, and you do it over again. It's so cool. Like it's just I'm kind of like that old grumpy old man that it's like I'm sick of open world games. I want stages now. I want like short
Hmm.
burst stages where I'm just like, man, that was fun. That was a fun run back. I loved running through that. Oh, I got to do it again. You know, Instead of like I gotta ride my horse 20 minutes to my next fucking objective.
For that 30-minute cutscene.
Yeah, for that 30-minute cutscene and then a 20-second fight. Wow. Anyway,
Yep.
Sue for hire. I don't know if there's a story or not. But the first area that I was in Toronto, so to speak. I fought a helicopter as the final boss. I mean that was cool.
You always gotta have them helicopters.
Well, yeah,
Ain't
yeah.
no action game without a helicopter, boss.
Yeah, exactly. And then it's just the enemy, you're fighting enemies on a rooftop. And, occasionally some of them will have like a rocket launcher. It's like, ooh, I can pick that up. And yeah. So I heard about this game a while back. I had it on my wish list, and a friend of mine bought it for me over the weekend or over Christmas. Him and I buy Steam games for each other a lot, and yeah, he's like, "Man, tell me about this game when you play it. It looks like It looks like fun." And yeah, I just actually played it last week. So
I wish you could do that with like other systems. Like I have so many games that I would gift people if I could just gift it to them like through a PlayStation Network or Nintendo Online because none of my other friends have Xbox, so
you
it's
could.
no
I was
point
gonna
in
say you
gifting
could
them
do that.
Xbox games.
You could do that on your Xbox. You just can't do that on PlayStation or Nintendo.
Nope, unfortunately, I do not hang out with too many of the Xbox crowd. Even Corey has forsworn Xbox.
That's too bad. What's happened in the Arsenal X podcast?
It doesn't exist.
That's too bad.
Mm-hmm.
Microsoft makes me so mad. I was an ardent defender of Xbox. It's making it harder and harder now.
Have you seen Corey? Like the man has
poor Corey.
literally rebought a PlayStation 5 so that he could play games again. Like he's like done with Xbox. They slapped him in the face with their big Xbox penis, and he's like, "No."
Microsoft, what did you do to this man?
Mm-hmm.
This man was your biggest defender. I was your biggest defender.
I know.
Man. Times they are changing. What did you play? What have you been playing?
Well, I have been going through, like, I am trying not to buy a whole lot of new games now. Like, I'm trying to focus on some backlog stuff. So I was very proud of myself. This month, this last month, I think I bought like $60 in new games.
Okay.
And that was like
are we talking one game or?
It was a DLC and an indie title.
Okay.
Was what I bought. I mean, technically, I guess, got this thing. It would be a January purchase, but I pre-ordered this like several months ago, so I'm not counting it.
Yeah, because it's not like you paid for that. I mean, you paid for it a while ago.
Not this month. Yeah. So I guess in theory, I technically got 3 new games this month, which is a very low amount for me.
Yeah. I'll say.
But
I haven't bought anything new. I bought Resident Evil 4 for the PlayStation 2, which is crazy. I didn't have it for the PS2.
You didn't have it for
anyway.
What?
Yeah, I didn't have Resident Evil 4 for the PlayStation 2. It's weird, isn't it?
What?
I have it on my GameCube.
You have it like on every system, but you didn't have it for your PS4?
Yeah.
Or 2?
PS2. Yeah. No, it's weird.
Huh. Like, haven't you bought it multiple times on other systems?
Yes, I have. I'm pretty sure I have it. Yeah, I have the Wii edition. I have the GameCube version. I have the triple pack that comes with the Nintendo Switch. I have the Xbox 360 version. I also have the PS4 version.
And the PS5 version.
And the PS5 version. And the remake as well, yeah. So, yeah, I own quite a bit. I'm pretty sure I have it on my PC too. So, Resident Evil 6 Anthology that came out of the PS3. Oh my god. Resident Evil 6 Anthology includes Resident Evil 1 Director's Cut, original Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, Resident Evil 4 HD, Resident Evil 5 Gold Edition. Damn, that was a package.
They don't make them like that anymore.
And it's $20. It's $20 used, complete in box. If you could find it, I don't know where you would find this, but man, that's a good deal. PlayStation 3, $20. You got like 6 Resident Evil games. Brother.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm sorry. I interrupted.
It's cool. I'm just thinking of like, I kind of want to play some Resident Evil games before 9, but there's other things I also need to play. And despite the fact that I didn't buy a whole lot of games last month, there are games coming out this month that I am getting. So I don't know. Anyways, one of the games I picked up is a game called Escape from Ever After. It is an indie title,
Okay.
and it is a Paper Mario clone to the T.
I think I've seen this.
Mm-hmm.
Describe it.
You play as a fairy tale character who is traveling and going to slay his nemesis, Tinder the Dragon. However, when he gets into Tinder's castle, he finds that a corporation has since moved into the castle, and they evicted Tinder. And basically, you find out this corporation is going into stories and buying out the resources and hiring the storybook characters as like corporate employees now.
Okay. I did not see this. I thought I saw something recently that was like a Paper Mario clone.
I mean, there's a few out there.
Yeah.
Like you have Bug Fable was a good one. I think there was one called Born of Bread, which wasn't too good. But this one literally follows the Paper Mario formula. There, like anything, it doesn't do anything new, but it does everything very close to being right. The only complaint I have is the timing of if you ever played a Paper Mario game, you have the RPG combat system where you have to like do like some prompts and able to get more power to your hit or like more defense to your block. And I feel like the prompts are a little bit too early. For example, your main character's main weapon is a shield that he throws, Captain America style, and you're supposed to get it, or you're supposed to hit the button when he catches the shield so that he can throw it again. However, I feel like if you hit it here, you're too late. You almost have to hit it like, I don't know. It's like maybe a fifth to him before you have to hit it almost early, and I feel that's the same way with like enemies just about ready to hit you. Like the earlier you hit it, it seems like the better of the chance you have to block the attack. So that I feel is my biggest complaint of this game. But everything else it does right. You have various abilities that each one of your characters kind of have. Such as your dragon character can blow fire. You get a wolf that has a lute that he can play different melodies and they do different things. And then there's some other characters with other abilities. And you go and you get a job at this corporation with the hopes of finding a way to take it down from the inside. Go up the corporate ladder and destroy it from within. So you go into these different storybook worlds, such as like the Three Little Pigs. There's one that's based on Lovecraft, and there's a couple other stories. And you get these interesting takes on the stories in those stories, because you're also like picture the Three Little Pigs, but the pigs are like. They're the bad guys. They're the ones who are actually coming into the land and trying to develop it for the corporation. And to do that, they need to like bulldoze a village full of very sweet and friendly wolves. Like these are just the nicest, most dopiest wolves people that you can ever talk to. Super friendly guys. Kind of like
this kind of reminds me of that Plucky Squire. Like, have you ever played that game?
I did, and that game disappointed me.
Yeah, I think I was expecting more out of that game too.
I was too. Like the game felt way too much hand-holding in my opinion, and it just like it didn't really get good until kind of closer to the end. But by then it was too late. This game does not have that kind of feeling to it. Like it plays exactly like a Paper Mario would play.
It looks pretty cool, like kind of cheeky humor too. I guess I'm watching gameplay footage.
The humor is like the best part of this game. Like,
yeah,
the dialogue is spot on, especially if you have worked in a corporate environment. The jargon that these characters say is man, there's some words that maybe like irk you when you're in the corporate environment. Like, let's put a pin in that. We'll circle around. We'll circle back.
We'll circle
you
back.
know,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. Just the humor is absolutely hilarious.
Hmm.
And I love this game. Like it's been a lot of fun. Exploring the world, seeing those just different takes of uh, just how corny this world is, and just the humor that comes about.
Yeah.
It's a really good indie game, really well made. It's hard to believe I'm actually playing an indie game. It feels like Paper Mario. I
Hmm.
keep saying that, but that is if you like Paper Mario, the gameplay, and you want something a little more modern and story with like more modern dialogue and just cheeky humor and characters that point out their own faults.
Hmm.
It's a good game.
Um. Holy crap! Average score on Steam is 10 out of 10.
Damn.
I imagine
Well,
this. Yeah. So no
yeah.
physical copies.
No, not yet.
Oh, well,
It
that's okay.
did just come out. It did just come out on the other systems. I think 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I don't know what made me want to like. I just saw it and I'm like, huh. I kind of want to check this out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
Then I literally just finished this one last night. I replayed Psychonauts 2 because I never actually finished it.
Oh, right.
Um, and so technically it was a backlog game now. And I finally finished it. Like I got the PlayStation version, I think, on a PSN monthly game a while back, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna start it over,
Hmm.
get a platinum trophy off of it as well. And again, with the humor and the characters, this is a fun game. Like dialogue spot on again.
Yeah.
Um,
I this was another game too. I never finished. I played a lot of it, but
mhm. No, this game's strongest points is its creativity.
hmm
The creativity by far, like each level is just way out there. The very first level you walk into is a mix of an office, but then it starts like developing this like trauma centered like teeth and like teeth.
hmm
If you don't like teeth and like gums and this level is probably going to creep you out a little bit.
yeah, I think I noticed that too. And I was like, I didn't mind it, but I was like, oh man, I can imagine some people like cringing at this stuff.
Hmm. But then there are other levels, like maybe Middle Eastern, not Middle Eastern, an Eastern European village that is
Hmm.
also made of hair. And
I think I
my
remember that.
favorite was the level where it's basically like an acid trip
Hmm.
for the senses. Like the world looks like it came out of the Yellow Submarine from the Beatles.
Yep.
Just bright colors, rainbow, hippie, uh characters talking about how they can like taste smells, and it's what's cool about these levels though is that there's a deeper meaning to the levels and their creativity. uh like the level of the hippie level is designed to being like re-experiencing senses almost too much, and it
Hmm.
starts leading into panic attacks. Uh, the one where it's the hair in the Middle Eastern village actually represents a revolt and a suppression of that revolt by treating the people as if they were lice and that
Wow.
needed to be washed away.
Hmm.
Like there's some deep meanings to these levels, and I really appreciate the creativity. That said, though, the platforming was kind of horrible.
Yeah,
I do
it was
not
tough to get used to.
Oh yeah. And I do not like having to rekey my abilities like all the time because you're only stuck to like four keys, and like two of them almost always have to be like your your levitation because that helps you jump and move faster. And then the other three you have to just kind of rotate out of. I want to say it's like 10 abilities that
Hmm.
you have. Um, and then also the pacing suffers a lot in this game. It is a very story-driven platformer, and story and platformers are fine, but there's got to be a balance to it. And this game struggles with focusing more on the story than on the platforming, and it ends up creating like levels in the beginning, a big old lull of like an open world collectathon in the middle before it gets back to levels kind of at the end again.
Yeah.
Uh, It's overall like I enjoyed the experience. It was good. I loved how the final battle played out. I thought that was touching. It was a good final battle. Um, don't know if they'll ever make another one again because I don't know. I think Psychonauts 2 was successful, but if I remember, it went through like development hell for Double Fine because of just how much resources it had to use.
Yeah. I want to say Double Fine does things their way. They make the games they truly want to make. Um, I can only imagine them being like hell for some publishers that like, man, we want to fund your game, but you know, like like at the Xbox Direct, Kiln,
Yeah,
this game where you make clay pots and it's a multiplayer battle arena game or something like that, and it's like, what? um,
interesting.
yeah, it's okay, cool. There's probably a market for this. That market is not me, but props to the people who want to play it. So
Mm. I would love to play that Lighthouse game, but
yeah,
I
that
also don't
that
want to
game
play the
confuses me.
Xbox. Yeah, that needs to come out on other systems now. I'm done with Xbox. I just don't want to. I'd rather not buy any games on the Xbox if I don't have to.
Mm, yeah,
Yeah,
stinks.
but oh yeah, like one of the fun humor things about Psychonauts 2, the game literally takes place 3 days after the events of Psychonauts 1. And
Yeah.
there was like a joke about like, man, it feels like it's been 20 years since that happened, but it's only been 3 days.
Hmm.
Because the first one I think came out about 20 years before the second one finally did. Like
Yeah,
there was
I
a
feel like
long
it's
development.
yeah, that is a long time. Yeah,
Yeah, no, it was
wild.
Xbox, I think was the original.
Yeah, the original
And then
Xbox.
you didn't get it until is the Xbox Series, maybe?
Yeah,
It's
I mean, you could like it was
2021.
backwards compatible. You could slap it into your Xbox One and play it.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think. The game came out in 2021, so Xbox Series would have been out. This was just kind of this was like the game that led off the Game Pass,
Hmm.
if I remember correctly. Like it launched and it's like you get to play Psychonauts 2 right away for free with Game Pass.
Yeah, I don't remember, but it's that sounds right.
Yeah. So yeah, fun game. If you find it on sale, I definitely recommend it. But again, it is a little tough on the pacing, but
Yeah,
it's a good
you
quality.
have to like old platformers like that,
Mm-hmm.
and it's hit or miss with some people.
Yep. All right. And then
Yeah,
I I don't know which one of these games. I guess let's talk about Dynasty Warriors Origin and the DLC. That was another game I just finally beat recently over the last year. Like I love Dynasty Warriors, and I think Dynasty Warriors Origin is the best Dynasty Warriors has been.
okay.
Like it, Dynasty Warriors is always retelling the story of the Three Kingdoms in China. And the original ones kind of had it. You choose your side, you choose a character, and then you kind of go through some stages with that character, and then you choose another character, go through the stages. This one, they're like, we're going to give you one character,
Hmm.
an unknown character who has a little bit of a side story that runs in tangent with the events of the Three Kingdoms, and then you get to choose halfway through the game which one of the three kingdoms that you want to faction with. And like a run through of this game will take about 30 hours through one story. And you
So
can go back.
this is a 90+ hour game.
It can get that long, yes.
Oh man.
It's kind of crazy. Like the nice thing though, once you complete a story, it does give you the ability to. It's not quite a chapter select, but there are points that they'll allow you to like reload and then continue on. And then what makes the game even longer is that after you complete a story, you have a chance to go back through that story and fix some of the character deaths that happened in history to make it like a true story, or what they
Oh,
call the true endings for these branches, which are false because, in real life, the characters died at those events.
okay.
Um, and what's also interesting is that this game actually only goes up to the formation of the Three Kingdoms. And so it makes me wonder if they make another Dynasty Warriors, are they continuing on when now that the kingdoms are split? Like, are they doing that story until they get reunited again?
Okay.
I think that would be cool. But overall, like, it's a great story. Or like, it's got some beautiful environments, uh, beautiful animations, really awesome combat. The combat, I think, is the best it's ever been. It's got a whole slew of different abilities that you can use. You can switch out your weapon, and that gives you, like, again, new abilities and new combos to, completely just decimate troops. It's got so many people on the map. There have been battles in this game where I've, like, beat down over 3,000 bad guys
Damn.
on it. Yeah, like, they have these
What do they call
large
these?
scale
This is
battles.
Mushu style, right?
Yep,
This is genre. Yeah.
yep. Yep. And so one of the features is they have these large scale battles now inside the
Hmm.
game where like multiple enemy generals are on both sides. You They might enact a tactic where your goal is to maybe defeat so many soldiers or so many officers, or like take down these towers and like kind of decimate the morale of your enemy troops. But there's just like so much going on, and that's where you just start drawing in like the massive KO count.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's a fun game. If you like warrior styles, or if you're kind of interested in what it's about, it's definitely a good place to start. I got the DLC with this, which came out a couple of weeks ago, called Vision of the Four Heroes, and this is more of a what if tale
Hmm.
for they're essentially the villains of the game, or like the heads of the enemy factions that you end up facing before like the kingdom split. And it's what if you took their side, and so each one has like three really big battles and then like some like skirmishes in the middle, and two new weapons as well with this, offering probably about, I'd say, 12 to 15 more hours of gameplay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
over 100 hours of gameplay.
good old Dynasty Warrior madness.
God, games are too
Yeah.
long. What the hell?
Yeah, I
Who
mean,
has time for this shit?
that's why you got to start kind of picking and choosing your battles now. It's like,
Yeah,
what
I
do I
feel that.
really want to enjoy?
Yeah.
And that's kind of why I'm trying to focus on this year is, not necessarily having to play everything, because I'm kind of getting tired of that. I kind of need my money for vacations that I have planned.
Hmm.
And honestly, like there are times where I'm just like playing games and I feel like, why am I playing this game? I'm not enjoying myself while playing this game.
Yeah.
But I'm playing it because it's new and I feel like I have to keep up with it.
Yeah. I think that's part of the problem when you have you're dipping your toes into everything, and you're like, I like
Hmm.
these genres. Hey, this game looks pretty interesting. Let me try to get into that. And then like you're playing it just because like I want to play this because this is the newest thing I picked up, and it's like I put away something that you probably enjoyed a lot. That it's like, well, I want to play this new thing now. So it's like
Yeah.
next new shiny thing, next new shiny thing.
Yeah, I think I had to put away Dynasty Warriors Origin because Pirate Yakuza came out, a couple weeks later, and it's like I want to play Pirate Yakuza and never got back into the Dynasty Warriors.
Pirate Yakuza.
Good old Pirate Yakuza.
Good old Pirate Yakuza.
It's like a
I
new
never played it,
Yakuza
and
game.
I never played it. I don't know. It looks wacky, almost too
It
wacky
is
for me.
wacky.
I'm like, I don't
It's
know if I
uh,
could
it's
take that kind of wackiness.
it's probably one of the most wackiest of the
Well, yeah, you're
Yakuza
playing as a
games.
pirate in a very serious Japanese mafia drama game.
Yeah, but they kind of make it's more of a lighthearted. It's like pirates. It's like a
There's
serious
musical
mafia
numbers in this
Japanese.
game.
There is musical
There
numbers.
are
It's like
musical numbers in
watching.
this game. This game is too wacky for me.
Have you ever seen Muppets Pirate Island or
I don't
the
think so.
Muppets
No.
Pirate? They had this like Muppet one. It was like the Muppets after the Christmas Carol. It was
Uh,
like Muppets Treasure Island. That's what I meant.
oh, okay.
And Tim Curry played as Long John Silver.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I
that was
don't think
Tim Curry.
I don't think I've seen it.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of that almost,
Okay.
where your Goro Majima is like the Tim Curry, and he's like
Okay.
helping the boy and making the boy, he's just got this fascination with like giving the boy a good adventure.
Hmm.
But even though he's kind of a bad guy, but he's not
Not
because
in this game, I guess.
no,
Just
Majima
having a
tends
wacky,
to.
having a good time.
Yeah, he's a very crazy character. Like he's known as the Mad Dog of Shimaru. He's known as the Mad Dog, which
Okay.
means he's kind of like nuts and crazy and doesn't like let anyone hold his leash.
Oh, okay.
Uh, which makes it very weird that he's like super kind to a boy and like just like, hey, I'm getting myself a pirate crew and I'm gonna be the best pirate, but I'm also like the most friendliest pirate because like I'm the most feared, but I have the heart of gold kind of thing. It's like this is more like you're putting the other main characters from the Yakuza games into Majima,
Hmm.
but kind of giving him a little Majima craziness. It's cool that you finally get Majima, but it doesn't feel like it's his character.
You know better than I do.
Oh yeah. One day if we can get you into the Yakuza games.
I played the Judgment games. Those games are cool. I like that story. I know it's kind of like Yakuza adjacent, it taking
Yeah.
place in the universe, but not, directly related. But I like those games for what they were.
Yeah, no, I'd say if you get a chance, try Zero. Play the start. Or play like the start of the story.
Okay.
Or Kiwami 1. Because that technically was the first one.
Right. Yeah. Which they
And so
did
you can
remake. They did remake these, right? Kind of, or
yeah,
remaster them.
Kiwami's 1 and 2 with 3 coming out in about a couple weeks here.
Okay.
Um, so at least the first 3 are remade, and then Zero is kind of in the same vein. So, and then 4 and 5 were PlayStation 3 games,
Hmm.
so they aren't totally outdated. And
Right.
then 6 was the PS4, and of course 7
The
and
rest.
8 are essentially RPGs now
Hmm.
with a new character. And then there's the Samurai spin-off as well. And then the spy spin-off, which is also tied to the main story.
What's the spy
The
spinoff?
man who erased his name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, where you play as Kazuma again, Kiryu
Hmm.
Kazuma, but he has gadgets
Okay.
because he works for a spy organization.
Okay.
Yeah. but it takes place kind of like in between 7 and 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
I whatever.
You know what? I am going to get someone one day. I have a perfect guest I want to try and pull in. I need to start reaching out to see if I can get them, especially with Resident Evil coming around.
Okay.
But they're also a huge Yakuza fan as well.
All right. I am curious in Like a Dragon. Uh um it's I heard so many good things about that one. And I'm like, I'll try that. I'll try that one of these days. It's one of those things that a big series like this, I don't know how deep I want to go.
Yeah.
Like it's just it's cool. It's cool that the series has seen the growth that it has seen, and imagine like obviously like even like when you think about Resident Evil, the series is like we're on 9 and that doesn't account all the spin-offs, in the mainline entries.
There's over 20 years of history here now.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
in the storyline.
30 years technically. It's the 30th anniversary this year. So
I was talking storyline based because like this takes place like 20 some years after the events of Raccoon City.
That's right. Yeah. So it's like, when I talk to people, they're like, where should I start with Resident Evil? It's like, well, technically you should start from the beginning, but playing the original Resident Evil is a hard sell for a lot of people, which will lead to our topic later. But then you have the remake, which is also good, but also is a 20-year-old game at this point too, even. So, you could tell people, well, play Resident Evil 2 remake. That's good.
A lot of people have started there.
Yeah. And I would say that's a pretty good starting point because that's, granted, you're not going to get a lot of the backstory with the original STARS members, so to speak, but you're still gonna, get the holy shit. This is how it all started, with Umbrella and everything.
Yeah, and you got more of the horror vibe that it was known for instead of the more actiony part.
Yeah,
that it became.
Yeah, 4 and when you go back and play 5 and 6, which obviously 6 didn't age too well, but I mean, game's not that old, but anyway. You know me, I could talk about Resident Evil all day.
Oh yeah, no, we are definitely going to be doing a Resident Evil episode here very soon in the future. Definitely we'll talk about 9 when we both play through that. And hopefully I can get a guest for that.
I will be there.
I hope so, because know.
Yeah, I'll show up for that one.
You'll show up for that one? Okay.
Yeah, I'll be there for that one. Cool. Yeah.
Then I'll do my best to beat that game too.
Okay, cool.
Yep. And
I wonder if I could knock out. I wonder how long Requiem is going to be. I wonder if I could knock that out in a weekend. Probably not. Probably not. I tried to do that with Village, and I was like,
yeah, I would put it probably in the same line as like a Village or in 7.
Yeah, maybe I'll just knock it out in a week. Anyway.
Take your time, enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anything else? Did you get anything cool that, any cool pickups?
I got a gaming chair. It's nothing special. I'm for those in Watcher Land, you guys watching the YouTube video. This is Von S or something like that. Yeah, Von S.
I don't know.
I got it off of Amazon. Yeah, I got it off of Amazon for like $150. I wanted a new gaming chair, and I'm like, oh, let's see what all of these gaming chairs people are talking about online. And Secret Labs was like a very famous or very well branded one and whatever. And I'm like, these chairs are very expensive. Some of those Secret Lab chairs are
Secret Lab.
Yeah. Some of those chairs are like $600 to $800. And I'm like, why are they so expensive? Oh yeah, they're the most comfortable chairs I've ever sat on, blah, blah, whatever. Yeah. Okay. I get it. One of my coworkers has a Secret Labs chair too. And he was like, once you sit on one, and I'm like, I don't believe you. I just don't believe a chair is that good that will justify me spending almost as much as a freaking PlayStation 5 system for one. But I mean, they probably are great. I'm not knocking it. There's probably people listening out there that are probably saying the same thing, like, hey, once you sit on one. But I don't, me personally, I don't think that's that important to me. I don't sit in my chair all day, like multiple hours a day. If I sit down in my gaming chair and want to play something on my PC, I maybe do it for a couple hours and then that's it. That's why I was like, I kind of wanted a little bit of a nicer chair. So I found this one on Amazon for like $150. Got good reviews. I was like, all right, give it a shot. So I like it. It's got one of those footrest things, and I can actually recline and actually hold back in the recline position. Like, it's kind of cool.
Really?
Huh. Yeah.
How's the posture support?
I have like a little lumbar support in the back here, which apparently, like, if you plug it in, it's like a massager. I haven't tried that yet.
Really?
Yeah. But it probably just like punches you in the lower back repeatedly, calling that a massage. But
or does that little like circular thing that you're like, okay,
yeah. My entertainment couch that I have downstairs has that. That's kind of nice. But
have I seen that couch? Okay.
No, I got it last summer.
Okay, then.
Yeah. Yeah. The gaming setup downstairs is completely different than when last time you saw it.
One of these days, I have to come by and see it again.
Yeah, you should come by over one weekend or something like that. We could hang. But yeah. So, probably once the weather gets a little bit warmer, it gets cold in the basement now that there's no carpet. So yeah, like, I don't know. This is a nice chair. I'm not complaining. It's got padded armrests. I can recline, and it's got like a little footrest that sticks out from the bottom of the seat. So, if I'm leaning back a bit, I can kind of kick my feet up a bit. I don't know. I don't think I need a $650, $700 chair.
I got my recliner. That's my chair.
Yeah.
No, I figure if I move to a new place, I will probably at some point pick up an actual desk. Just you've seen how my if you even remember, my living room kind of has like this like step down.
Yeah, the step down into the living room. Yeah.
Yeah. So what I do is I have I bought a one of those standing desks, like that you put onto a desk. And because of that elevated foot, it's like just right at the right level when I elevate it to just kind of be a desk.
Okay.
So it was a cheap ass desk. That's not really a desk.
Yeah. I know I've seen some pretty overpriced ones too. I think I bought this desk off of I think I went to Office Depot to buy this computer desk, which lights up too and everything. It's kind of neat, I guess. I don't know. I don't even think I have that feature plugged in. I don't know. Anyway, what else did I get? I went, like I said, I talked earlier that I want to finally, because I have the Resident Evil Chainsaw controller from my PlayStation 2, and I'm like, I want to actually finally use that now. I want to use that controller, and I want to play Resident Evil 4 on it. And of course, I was kind of looking at my PlayStation 2 system, library this month, because I was doing the retro gaming month in January, which now it's February. I can go back to playing new games. I didn't have Resident Evil 4 for the PlayStation 2, which is wild to me. But so yeah, I picked that up, and then I forget. Yeah, I think I picked up Hyrule, the latest one.
Age of Calamity.
Age of Calamity.
Imprisonment.
Yeah. Age of Imprisonment.
Yeah.
Yeah, because from what I understand, now I'm not the Zelda guy. I mean, I'm kind of a Zelda guy, but the Age of Imprisonment and the Imprisonment Wars are separate.
No.
Because I'm trying to understand if this is if the Age of Imprisonment is what is referred to It was the war that's referred to in like the opening of Link to the Past. In the timeline.
No, it's the war that's referred to in Tears of the Kingdom.
Yes.
When you played Tears of the Kingdom, right?
Yeah, kind of.
Well, you played enough to know that Zelda gets sent back into the
Yes.
past.
Yes, I know that, and she becomes a
Yeah,
dragon. Yada yada.
that's a spoiler.
Okay, ignore that. Ignore that part.
No, but during that time, there's a war that goes on that is called the Imprisoning Wars because they end up imprisoning Ganon for the 1,000+ years before
That's
you
what
know.
always cracks me up about these stories, where it's like we had this like evil deity that was like laying waste to all these people, all these villages. Many innocents died, so we put him in prison.
Yep.
And we locked the gate, we threw away the key, and that's where he's going to stay forever. Nothing's going to go wrong. He's not going to escape ever. We could have just killed him.
Hmm.
Yeah, we could have, but that would be cruel.
It's funny. It's like
And like
I don't know
I
if
hear
it.
there's so many damn stories like that where it's like, this guy got loose from his prison. Like, Jesus Christ, of course it would.
Well, it's like a lot of them. It's like, well, he was too powerful that we couldn't kill him. The best we could do is we could just seal him away.
If you could
But
seal him
there was a
away, if you
risk.
could seal him away, I'm pretty sure you could kill him. I'm pretty sure you could have found a way.
I mean,
Anyway,
that's what happened in the Twilight Princess. They tried to kill him, and he turned out to be too damn powerful, and so they had to seal him away in the Dark World.
launch the nukes. Take him out with
Remember, they,
nukes.
they they executed him. They
Yeah.
literally stabbed him in the chest with a sword.
Yeah, that Triforce of Power is it's too powerful, man.
He was too much
Yeah.
until Link stabs him in the head with a sword every time.
That was pretty hard. That was pretty baller when he does that in Wind Waker, like this cute ass game.
It's like,
And you kill Ganon with like a stab to the forehead. It's like, Jesus.
and then Ganon's like,
Yeah.
with a sword in his head.
Yeah, right. I was like, that was pretty hardcore. And then all of a sudden, yeah, it's like, this is Wind Waker.
Or did he
Anyway.
just turn? I forget.
I don't know.
He might have just turned to stone.
But
And got sealed.
yeah, sure. Same old Zelda story. But otherwise, I didn't really pick up much of anything else. I do want to play, like I said, I do want to get Age of Imprison. I do want to play, the imprisonment game, whatever. Heard good things about it. I fell off with Tears of the Kingdom, and which is wild for me to say because I loved Breath of the Wild so much, but I think I fell off with Tears of the Kingdom probably because a lot of other people kind of made the same complaints that it's basically Breath of the Wild DLC almost, because it's like half of the game is pretty much the exact same as Breath of the Wild, and it's a pretty shitty excuse for me not to like it, but also I wanted something new. I wanted something a little bit different, I think. So
No, I think that's always been like Nintendo's problem with trying to create a Zelda sequel. Is that it almost follows the exact same pattern as the game that they're replicating. Like you had Breath of the Wild, then you had Tears of the Kingdom, but Tears of the Kingdom is like, okay, now go visit the same spots again, only this time there's a new dungeon in each one of these spots. Like you visit the Zora people, you visit the Rudos, you visit the Gorons, and then voila.
yeah, I mean,
Then you had Link to the Past and Link Between Worlds. Same thing. It literally the Link Between Worlds was the story of A Link to the Past, but updated.
yeah, basically upside down too, even because now you're not in the dark world, you're in the other world. So, yeah, I guess the Legend of Zelda franchise sometimes can get bogged down with like it just can't come up with anything new. I think that's why Breath of the Wild was just like such a pun intended breath of fresh air, because it really did something different, more different than I think any other Zelda game has ever done. Maybe with the exception of Ocarina of Time. By that time, man, that was hot shit back then.
I don't know. The Breath of the Wild world was so large that it could have moved location. Like you could have still had your villages, but what about like the jungle to the south that you hardly ever spent any time? They made a little effort to integrate that. You had the whole
Yeah.
underworld in the game that, was
Mhm.
largely unused. The
Yeah.
sky world also largely unused.
Yeah, really. So, I don't know. Like I said, we could talk for hours on this, but uh
Hmm.
I maybe I'll add Tears of the Kingdom to my list this year. I'm kind of in the
Yeah.
same boat with you that I kind of want to like maybe not buy so many new games this year and just kind of really focus on the backlog or just like games I've like put away that I'm like I'll get back to it later.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
I slimmed down my pre-order list just the other day and I was like, huh, yeah, I'll get this eventually. You know,
Do I need it right away or could I wait until it finally comes on sale?
I mean, really, when you think about it, unless you're like a diehard fan of something like Resident Evil 9 Requiem, I need that right away. I need that day one. I'm probably calling in sick to work that day. Hopefully, no one of my coworkers listen to this, but yeah, like that's probably what's going to happen. So, um, yeah.
Yeah.
But most of the time, it's like I don't really need this one. I guess right away. I can wait.
Hmm.
It's going to
Yeah,
be
no,
tough.
I'm
It's going to be tough for me.
no, I think we could pull it off. Like again, I don't think we don't know a whole lot what's coming out there. It hasn't been anything huge like that we're expecting.
Mm-hmm.
Grand Theft Auto 6 maybe, but
Yeah, maybe.
hmm
I don't know. Fable looked kind of cool. I
yeah,
kind of hope they
hopefully it
fix that
comes out.
combat. I kind of hope they fix that combat though. That combat looked a
You
little
got
weird.
the Forza Horizon 6. I could see you like spending hours on that would be a
Yep.
game that you pick up.
Yep.
And honestly, it
100%.
does look really neat. Again,
Yeah. Yeah. I have a feeling
hmm
I might get that for the PlayStation 5. Maybe I'll wait for the PlayStation 5 version.
I think it would come out the exact same day.
I don't think so. No,
No,
I think they said that they're going to release it later.
ooh,
It's coming out for the Xbox first in May or something like that, and then they said PlayStation 5 later this year. So
the 6, right? Yeah,
yeah.
PS5 release. Okay, yeah, later. Yeah, you're right. Will come
Oh
out
shit!
later.
I also picked up this. This is what's the brand of this? XYAB. It's a wired Xbox 360 looking controller for your PC.
Oh,
Yeah,
because we all know the Xbox 360 controller is the best PC controller.
honestly, it is. And um, yeah, I was at the game store I go to, and I don't know, I was like staring at it for like 5 minutes straight, and I was like, that looks like a really sick looking controller. I mean, it feels just like it, looks just like it. It's even got that center button, the same color patterns, of the 360
Hmm.
controller. I mean, pretty much feels just like it. And man, I love this controller. I've been using like my Xbox One controllers and my Xbox Series controllers for the
Hmm.
PC, but like now I'm like throwing them away practically because I'm like, this is it right here. I found it. Found my controller.
Nice.
Anyway,
Yeah,
you pick up
I
anything
don't have.
cool? Was that what we
I
were
didn't
talking
really
about?
pick anything up. Yeah, but I did get a my replacement in today,
Yeah,
which I was surprised how quickly it came in. But we finally got the
good on them.
Tales Beyond the Horizon, and you can tell it's a PlayStation 5 version because if you see it in this video,
You
it
can't
says for
tell it's the
home
PlayStation 5
device.
version. You
If
can't
it
tell
was a
that.
Nintendo Switch, it would say hybrid. That
How
is
does
how
that
you can
make sense,
tell
Pat? How does that make sense?
because the Nintendo
It,
Switch is not a home console system. It is a hybrid
who
system. It can
calls the
become a
Nintendo Switch
handheld.
a hybrid console? Who does that? No one does that.
Everyone should. This
It's
is the
such a
new
silly naming
standard.
convention. This is no, that's
We
not
don't
no.
have to have labels on the side here.
You know
We
what's
can
you
just
know what you could
call it
also label it
hybrid.
as? PlayStation 5. You could label it as that. even
But how are
PS5.
they supposed to use the same box for both if they do it that way? Saves marketing.
Little slap of a sticker on it.
Sticker that might not come off.
I did hear
Yeah.
that like if you wanted to buy a Nintendo Switch 2 console like in box, um if you buy the Mario Kart edition with the sticker on it saying it's a Mario Kart edition, that's worth less money than the one with the actual print on the box.
But the sticker was the original.
No, the sticker was not the original. Nintendo was worried about I think a lot of people were pre-ordering the Mario Kart editions. So they were like, well, we got to make more of these because we're getting more pre-orders for this one. So they just were taking like the other Nintendo Switch 2 consoles and just putting Mario Kart in it and just slapping a sticker on the box.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, I stupidly
Which one do you have?
Box.
Which one do you have?
I got the Mario one, but I'm looking
sticker?
at it and it looks like it's got a sticker on it, and I got it day
no,
one.
Pat.
No,
Pat.
this was a Nintendo.
Oh, Pat. Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
You got a cheap one.
How was it day one with a sticker?
Because they couldn't keep up with the pre-orders. So they were like, shit, we got to pivot.
I don't know. You know what? I have to feel it here.
I'm sorry,
entertain the people here for like 3 seconds.
Okay, 3 seconds. The 360 controller is my favorite, probably my top controller of all time, honestly, because it feels so good. Like I'm holding onto it right now, and I'm like, man, this is such an amazing controller. All the buttons, everything's in a perfect place for it. You got the analog sticks with the little nubbies on them. The D-pad is pretty cool, satisfying. Can I stop talking?
Yes,
you got the sticker on it, you chump.
It's a sticker. Yeah.
you got a sticker on it, you chump.
I got this from Best Buy.
That sucks. Sorry to hear that.
Oh well. It's not like I plan on selling my Nintendo Switch.
I know. It's and then it's just a box.
Yeah, it's like the Switch inside doesn't have any indication whatsoever that it was a sticker version.
And you redeem the code anyway, so it's not like it matters. But
yep. It's just a box that someday I will throw out.
Yeah.
Because I don't
Eddie, if you're listening to this, tell me which version you have. Do you have the box with the sticker on it or the box with the printed, the print on it?
Yeah.
Oh, if he has the sticker, oh man, I'm gonna be upset for him.
You'd be like, Eddie, you're the biggest Nintendo fan, and Nintendo screwed you. Why?
I know. Yeah. Why? Why would they do that to you? Why would they do that to you?
All right. Well, I think we can probably move on to the topic, unless you want to talk about anything else, like I don't know, Silent Hill movie.
you want to hear what I have to say about that?
I do kind of want to hear what you have to say about that.
It was a fine movie. It was a fine movie. Now, I think what people are complaining about the most, and man, my God, is this movie being dragged through the mud? And I can understand where people are coming from, and also Silent Hill fans are probably some of the worst fans. It's one of the worst fandoms that I've ever experienced or even been a part of.
Fandoms are pretty much toxic.
Yeah, like
they're all.
For me, it's like Silent Hill 2 is arguably, and I would say unequivocally, the best Silent Hill 2 game in the series. Hands down. I don't think that's even an argument. I don't think that's even an argument at this point.
3 is pretty good, though.
3 is good, but 2 is still the favorite. It's the favorite child. Everybody loves him. It's great.
But you also have 4. And 4 is like the black sheep. It's the one that's so different that also feels like
it's one of the only
to be so different.
It's one of the only Silent Hills besides F that's not really taking place in Silent Hill.
There's one part that's Silent Hill.
Yeah,
the orphanage.
Yeah, that's it. But otherwise, Silent Hill 2 is the best. We can agree on that. So everybody can hold Silent Hill 2 so dear, so close to their heart, It's like it's like baby, their own child. And
Mm-hmm.
God forbid you fuck with that, you know? And
Yeah.
what Return to Silent Hill did is they took the original Silent Hill 2 story and made a few changes, made a few they changed a lot of the story beats. They changed a lot of the different characters. Like most notably, they changed a lot of Mary's backstory. Like, admittedly, we didn't in the games. We didn't have a lot of backstory about who Mary was, how did they meet, where was she from, what did she do, even like how she got sick or whatever. Like, we don't know anything about Mary. All we know is about James, so to speak. So the movie kind of gives a little bit more of a backstory about Mary, and they take some story liberties that are pissing off the fan base because one of the biggest complaints that people are saying is they're shitting on the already established lore. They're taking the story and just completely changing it and for the worst, so to speak. Which I liked that they did that. I was like, thank you. I mean, thanks for not giving me the same game or the same storyline, because I want to see what else you can do with this. What else you could do with like maybe all the established characters in it. The story pacing is like, a little bit different. But I like what they did with it. Akira Yamaoka, one of the original creators and literally the sound designer and soundtrack editor, even said in an interview, he was like, I like that we actually took a lot of the original ideas and turned them into new ideas. Like, that's one of the original creators that's kind of like saying like, hey,
Mm-hmm.
this is our creation and we wanted to do something different with it. And you got to respect that.
That's praise.
Yeah. I mean, and he was involved in the movie himself. So, and a lot of people are saying, I can't believe Konami signed off on this. It's like, well, what does that tell you? They liked the direction. They were like, hey,
If you want,
this is an interesting take.
there's one thing you have to wonder what Konami signed off on was the what was it, Ascension? The that one that was supposed to be an interactive
Yeah,
video
they signed
game.
off. Yeah, they signed off on that one. The
Yeah,
the the second movie, the second Silent Hill movie, right? That's what you're talking
I'm
about.
not talking about the movie. I'm talking about like when the revitalized Silent Hill franchise.
Oh yeah,
They
the
came out.
episodic.
It was an
Yeah, the
episodic
episodic
where
one.
the audience was the one that basically directed how the canon story was going to play out.
Yeah, they did sign
Both
off on
through
that one.
cutscenes, but then it turned out whoever had more money,
Yeah,
basically, yeah.
yeah. I forgot about it. I blocked that out of my memory. I forgot that existed.
I think a lot of people wish it did too.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I forgot. Thanks for bringing it up.
You're welcome. If
Listen,
I have
I will
if I
respect your
have to
opinion.
Silent Hill that, then so do you.
Yeah, I will respect your opinion. You don't like it, whatever. It's fine.
Hmm.
There were like a couple there was like one particular, the creature design for Mary. I didn't much care for. I was actually talking to Stephanie about it, and I was like, I don't know, what'd you think of her? And she was like, I didn't like it, and I was like, I didn't much
Oh, she
like it
saw it
either.
too.
Yeah, she saw it too. Yeah, because I think she sent me a message. I would say a couple days after it came out, and she's like, I'm going to see the movie, and I was like, I saw it. I wonder what you're going to think about it. Um, so yeah, like that was a big complaint. The bed monster, Angela's
Yeah,
monster, grossed me out. I
really.
was I was in the chair in the theater, just like I was squirming. I was like, this is fucking disgusting. Like
By design or by like action?
a little bit of everything. Like the sound effects, the implications of what that monster represents. Um
Yeah,
and the visual design of it in the movie, I was like, this is just fucking disgusting. Like I was like, ugh, ugh.
interesting. That's good if it can do that then, because that
Yeah,
the appeal of that monster was that it was
yeah.
a horrible monster.
If you call it an appeal, which There's something that they do with Angela in the movie that um is much different than how they did it in the game. That's all I'm going to say. Which, probably could divide the fan base a little bit. But I liked the direction that they took with Angela in this movie. That's all I got to say about that.
Okay.
I mean, it's not great cinema. It's not a great film. Um, taking video game stories and narratives and translating them to movies is a hard sell. And very few have succeeded. So it's like it's fine.
Mhm.
That's my Corey rating.
It's fine.
It's fine.
All right. Well, cool. I'm glad you thought it was all right.
I enjoyed it. You know what? I enjoyed it.
Yep. Who knows? Maybe in like 10, 15 years, you can, rewatch it again and then decide whether or not it aged well or not.
I wouldn't be surprised if all of a sudden 10, 15 years down the road, people are like, you know what? This actually wasn't that bad.
Aged like fine wine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So let's get into our topic here. We have you here today, and it's just you and me. So I
Yeah.
figured we'd talk about something that you're very well known for: retro games.
I still play a lot of retro games. I kind of want to continue on it more. I collect.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to start actually going back and playing some of these games. And something that I learned over the last month was going back and playing a lot of old games. There are some things that did not age well, and some mechanics that I think back now and I'm like, man, we used to play games like this. This was how we played games back then. With
We were
these things in
hardcore
it.
back then.
Yeah,
Like,
we were built different.
I think I don't remember when I last mentioned it, but like anything off of the N64, like if you play an N64 game, you're a different animal. Like everything just worked against you for that system now in today's
Yeah,
gaming world.
which I don't understand I mean, I shouldn't say I don't understand the nostalgia with it because everybody has nostalgia for what they grew up playing. And at the
Mm-hmm.
time, for a lot of like Gen Zers now, it's like Nintendo 64 was their first system. And a lot of great fond memories of playing, Pokemon Snap or Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, whatever. I played Mega Man 64 for the system, and I'm like, man, this the fog
Mm-hmm.
is like it was weird because like the system touted itself as like having twice the power of a PlayStation system, but graphically just didn't look like it, you know?
It was rough.
Yeah, that was a rough time.
Mm-hmm.
Now
I
you're
think
looking
maybe
at expansive vistas and draw distances where it's like, holy shit, you can see for miles, you know? And it's like in that game, it's like you could barely see 5 feet in front of you until all of a sudden, like everything in the background is like a fog, it's a haze.
or the camera was just too close to your character or stuck in a wall, and like the camera was like your worst enemy for an N64 game.
Yeah, and a lot of like 3D action games at the time, whereas nowadays, like you have a second analog stick which rotates the camera around your characters in a lot of games nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Um, back then, the camera was literally locked behind your character, so like moving around in a 3D space was like difficult as hell sometimes. When you go back and play some of these games, it's like, how come I can't get my bearings of where I am and where I'm going if I can't
Mm-hmm.
rotate the camera around, you know?
A couple of weeks ago, I was playing a little bit of Banjo Tooie, and
Hmm.
like everyone's like, "Oh man, that was like the best rare game ever to be made." And I've I've only played a little bit of it on the Xbox arcade, but I never fully completed that one. I'm hoping to maybe complete this year. But
What do
I
you
was
think
playing
that
as
age
like
well?
Oh no, no,
Yeah.
it did not. The camera's rough. There's a 3D, or like you can zoom into a first person mode, and
Hmm.
then it's like trying to move the crosshairs was just one. The controls are inverse. Every control was inverse on the
Yeah,
64.
that's a tough one too.
Yeah, and so you're trying to work with inverse controls, and the cursor just like shot everywhere. It's like I have to like literally go from thumb to like using thumb and forefinger to like just gently nudge the analog sticks. Otherwise,
Mm,
it just like shot completely into the direction I was aiming for.
wild, yeah. Um,
Hmm.
Super Mario 64 was another tough one too that did not age well because yeah, you could move the camera around, but it still was a nightmare sometimes of like trying to find the right angle for what you're trying to do and what you're trying to platform to. Like
It's
going back to
crazy that
play that game is like, oh god, I can't believe we played this game.
it's probably my least favorite of the 3D Mario games, and I know a lot of
Which
people love it. It's like,
at the time when it came out, man, that was the Mario game to have. Like we all
hmm
were blown away by that. At least I was blown away by that. I was like, holy crap, Mario's like fully 3D now.
yeah, but the game was hard as hell.
Yeah, yeah, the
I
game was.
mean, I've never gotten all 120 stars in that game. It was like I think I can do the first two sections,
Hmm.
but then when you get to that top floor area, it's like all those maps are just like insanely hard,
Yeah,
and
no, for
just
real.
I couldn't do it.
Yeah. Another one that I'm pretty sure you and I could share that maybe didn't age well, but still holds a special place in our heart is tank controls.
Yes.
When we started on this topic, that was the first thing that I thought of because
Mhm.
in when 3D games first started coming out, we didn't have analog sticks. So I played Galerians last week too. I forgot to mention that.
Yeah,
And that game is um that's a weird game.
it is.
But yeah, tank controls because whatever direction your character is facing, you hit the up button. And the character could be facing the TV, you basically. And he's running toward the screen, but you're still hitting up. Like it's counterintuitive to how we think about modern games now. But then again, a lot of games at the time, especially like survival horror games, had like stationary cameras,
Yeah.
so tank
No, they
controls were the
tank
best way to go.
yeah, tank the only reason tank controls worked was because of how the camera worked in those games.
Yeah. Tank
Mhm.
controls don't, I mean, I want to say a couple months ago, I played Code Veronica, Resident Evil Code Veronica, and that had tank controls, and they had some sections where the camera was moving, and it kind of worked a little bit, but it still was like, I mean, at the time, that was what we had.
Mhm.
There was nothing else. There
Yeah.
was no better way to do it. That was what we had. That's what we had to deal with, and we got good at it. That it was almost like second nature to us. And even now, when I come back to play those games, and I'm like, I just settle back in. It's like, hello, old friend, tank controls. But like, have a new kid come up or someone that's never played these games before and try to play these games after they've played a multitude of like third person action adventure games now, like they're gonna hate it, and
Mhm.
I wouldn't blame them.
No. For me, it was the Tomb Raider games. The Tomb Raider played like the original, well, at least up to four. I never played five or six yet. So,
Hmm.
but up to four had tank controls for the
Yeah,
character. Um,
with a moving
and
camera too, like that
with the
was,
moving camera.
yeah.
Yeah. And it was very hard to like you had to position Laura just right and able to perform some of those moves.
Hmm.
And then they came out with the remasters within the last few years, and they added a modern control style to it, but you
Hmm.
can see how the levels were meant for the tank controls because there are some things that the modern controls now, like there are maneuvers where it's easier to do if you back up,
Yeah.
but the modern controls don't back up. The modern controls turn around when you push back now.
Yeah, I
So
think
it's
you would go to like maybe jump over some edges, and you would get to the edge, and then do
mhm,
that jump back, and then
yeah.
do your run up, and yeah, it made it so much easier. But that's kind of my when you take old control schemes in these old games and then modernize the games with modern control schemes, it would almost ruin the game to the point where it's like, God, this is actually kind of unplayable now.
It's hard. There are times I have to like switch the controls depending on a certain puzzle I'm on because I need to have the tank control ability to do the back walk.
Yeah, no, I totally get it. I tried playing Resident Evil Origins or the Resident Evil remake
Mhm.
with modern controls, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
Interesting.
I was too used to the tank controls. It's too
Yeah.
used to it.
Hmm. Oh.
There are games that still use tank controls. One game in particular, Tormented Souls 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Basically about as close to like an original Resident Evil as you can get. Kind of Resident Evil Silent Hillish. A
Yeah.
little bit of Outlast in there too with some of the creature designs, but um the all tank controls. And or you could change it to modern controls, but man, it's not good with modern controls, I don't think.
Hmm.
That game was designed with tank controls in mind.
Interesting. I'll have to keep that in mind because that's always been one that's kind of popped up when like Halloween time comes around. It's like, is this the year I'm gonna pull the trigger and try Tormented Souls? But
I think you should pull the trigger and try Tormented Souls this year.
they also need to do Crow County, and that has tank controls too, though, right?
Yes, it does, but it makes sense with it being an isometric third person
Yeah.
view. It makes sense more than anything, I think.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
yeah, because once I found out, oh, tank controls, I fell right into it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Now,
I have to finish that one too.
when we go to E3 this year, there's where
When
I'm
we go
friends
to
with
E3
one of
this
the
year.
not E3. Oh,
Yeah,
jeez.
yeah.
When we go to PAX
Oh
East,
boy.
the PAX
Yeah.
East, there's a vendor, a publisher that I like to go see, and they have some good horror games that they're bringing this year. So
Hmm.
I'm gonna have to take you with me so that we can try those out.
Cool. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. What other kind of retro? I mean, old game mechanics that you remember that just did not age well? I know we talked about a couple before recording.
Yeah, the one that stuck with me is the manual saving. Was an old game mechanic that did not age very well. And what sucks about this is it's not necessarily the manual savings fault; it's the game quality's fault now. Uh, what I'm kind of alluring to here is like when you had the manual save, you didn't have to worry about a game necessarily crashing on you at some point and then making yourself lose all the progress. But in today's world, we live in a video game world where we patch games now.
Yeah.
Now, what always will stick as a very sore memory for me is when I was trying to get Platinum Trophy number 69. Remember what game I was going for? Leisure Suit
Leisure
Larry.
Suit Larry. Yeah, was it? Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
I was like, that was a very specific number that you used.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, so it had to be a very specific game
yeah.
for that particular trophy,
Hmm.
and Leisure Suit Larry kind of followed an old school like mechanic with a point and click, at the to the point that you had to manually save, and I like was shooting through that game like from start to finish, and I got so close to the end, and then the game froze.
Eh.
I'm like, shit, okay. And then I restarted it and I didn't realize that there were manual saves. And the last time I saved was pretty darn near the beginning of the game. And it's like, I am not going
Eh,
to replay all this again just to get to this point and get this trophy.
yeah. You don't realize how good we have it nowadays, where you think like I don't even have to think about it. The game just saves automatically, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and you get a checkpoint every couple minutes or so, which I like
Yep.
that. That was something that I wish I had back then is like good checkpoint systems. Like I understand like video games at that time were built a little bit different because obviously, having like a good save system, a good robust save system, you need memory on your cart, which we didn't have a lot at the time. I mean, you have to write down passwords at the time. Remember passwords?
Yep.
The Mega Man passwords are always fun because there were always dots on a grid.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like,
And
okay, all right.
then it was
I
like two different kind of dots too later on, right?
Yeah. Later on, it was easier with the Mega Man X series where it was like numbers.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just remember like, oh man, okay, I beat all 8 bosses. I'm gonna have to go after Wily's castle soon, so I got to save this password. And it's like you're just drawing the grid, and then you're putting all the dots in place. It's like, God, this
Wonder
is
who
so
came
annoying.
up with that idea. Is like, this is the best way, why don't we
Yeah,
give
can
them a
we have
number
a
password?
password?
No.
Can we have a password with just like maybe some numbers and letters in a row? Nah, let's just make a
No,
grid.
we're going to make a tic-tac-toe game out of this password.
Yes. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, like passwords at the time were just, you know, at to write them down. Hopefully you didn't lose them.
Speaking of Mega Man, did you hear the concept has finally been shut down? Inafune's spin-off branch that made Mighty Number 9.
God, that was like I didn't know that was still a thing.
Well, it got bought out by Level 5,
Right, yeah.
and Level 5 finally closed it down.
Good. Jeez. Put it
I
away.
don't think
Put
he
it
worked.
away.
I don't think he's worked for Level 5 for a while because he was supposedly part of the Fantasy Life team, but
Yeah.
then like there was an announcement like he left, and it's like,
Mhm.
okay, well,
I don't know.
wonder whatever happened to him.
Did you vote for the I think there's a voting system now for um
Oh,
the
the
game. Yeah.
Mega Man, the next Mega Man.
Yep.
I didn't
Some of the
vote,
most
but I
interesting
saw the
boss names.
designs.
Some of the most interesting
Hmm.
boss names. There was like 2 vacuum mans. There was sanitized man. There was vacuum woman, vac man.
Hmm.
There was what was it? Sweeper woman. There was vortex man. There was maestro man. Some
Oh, what?
very interesting boss names and boss designs.
Mega Man Robot
Yeah, I think it's
Master
actually the voting is still up
Contest.
for another couple days.
Yeah, no, I
Uh,
didn't have the I didn't sign up for the password, but I want to see if okay. Yeah, what was the one that I really thought was kind of creative here?
was it? There was
I
a
mean, the
juggle man.
vacuum mans were like Maestro Man was kind of creative, but it's like I don't see how that like thing worked for like
Beats
his
me, kid.
purpose.
There was a
Juggle Man was creative. I like the Juggle Man.
yeah, that's kind of neat.
Hmm.
I think the concept of um like it's like we talked about with the save systems and passwords. Um, I feel at the time it kind of encouraged um kind of like I'm going to step away from this game because I can't deal with this right now. You lose all your
Yeah.
progress and you just have to start all the way back from the beginning. And that kind of encouraged you to be like, all right, my game time is done. I'm going to step away, come back and play this again, do another run tomorrow. Whereas
Hmm.
now it's like they just restart you back a minute or two before. And it like keeps encouraging you to come back and do it more and more and more and more and more until you do it. And I'm not complaining about it. I'm not saying it's a bad mechanic. there's a lot of games where that is a very welcome mechanic to have, but the psychology of both is different.
Mm-hmm.
One encourages you to keep playing, because you're almost there, whereas the other one's like, hey, maybe next time, kid.
Yeah. I don't know. What other things do you think didn't age well?
Unskippable cutscenes.
I wish that was a thing for just retro, but I've noticed that there are some games still that do the unskippable cutscene.
That is wild to me. That is wild to me, because imagine having to watch the same cutscene over and over and over again. One that sticks out of my mind was Final Fantasy X, and having to listen to long drawn out boss battle or bosses kind of going
Mhm.
off on about themselves, and then not being able to skip it right before the boss battle. It's like, come on, I can't hear this over and over and over again.
Yeah, it's like, I enjoyed it the first time, but when you have oh gosh,
When
there's
you
a
have
game
to
I just
repeat it over and over again, it loses its meaning.
have you heard of there was an indie game called Sword of the Sea
Yes.
that came out.
Yep.
Um, the final boss before there's literally like it is somewhere between 8 to 12 minutes long before you actually get into the battle of the final boss. It's kind of like a cutscene, but
In Sword of the
interactive
Sea.
cutscene. Sword of the
Oh,
Sea,
okay.
yes.
Okay. All right.
And what sucks is that there's a specific trophy in the game where you have to do a no hit on the final boss.
Yikes.
So if you do get hit, there is no way to skip that cutscene again. You have to watch the whole damn thing, 8 to 12 minutes of this like interactive cutscene to get to the actual fight of this, and it's a very long. The fight took like 10 minutes. When all things were said and done.
Wow.
Yeah, I that is the only trophy I've yet to get in that game was that boss fight because I
Mhm.
did not want to keep repeating it.
I don't blame you. I mean, that was a good game, honestly. That's another one I got to go back to. Um,
Yeah.
like the time period where we had 3D games but no analog sticks,
Yeah.
that was a wild time. First person shooters, even at the time. I mean, we were playing Doom without an analog stick for years. And nowadays we're so accustomed to the analog stick itself, just this circular pad that just moving
Yep.
in a 3D space.
Controlling the
Sometime,
camera with the other one.
yeah, exactly. Like, amazing. Um, Trying to play games in a 3D space with the directional pad, awful. Not good.
No.
Not good. I'm glad whoever, what was it, Nintendo probably was the first controller with an official analog stick, right?
I mean,
Because then I think PlayStation came out
y-
with theirs shortly after.
yeah, yeah, the analog stick was a second thought for the original PlayStation.
Yeah.
Nintendo had an analog stick with the 64.
They came out with
That
it right out of the gate.
Yeah, but with the PlayStation, when the PlayStation brought two analog sticks,
hmm
when they came up with theirs, and Nintendo did the original, PlayStation did improve upon it that time.
Yeah.
They don't ever usually improve on the ideas they steal from Nintendo, but that one, adding the second analog stick, I think was a game changer.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Because I still even remember the 3D or like the Nintendo. Was it 3DS or it might have been the DS first? Uh, they came out with the Monster Hunter game, and they actually came out with an attachment that added a second analog
Yeah, the
stick
circle
to that.
pad. Yeah.
To actually get it to feel kind of comfortable.
I feel like that was the 3DS game. But
I would have
I
to see it. I
yeah,
have it somewhere.
because the new
Actually,
3DS XL has that little nubby, that little nipple on the upper right that allows you
uh,
to be able to like control the camera in most of those games. You're trying to look to see if you have it.
Yeah, which system? It is a 3DS game. Monster
Okay.
Hunter 4, 3 and 4 were 3DS. So
Hmm.
that's when they brought out the attachment, and then, like you said, the new 3DS came out with the little tiny nipple in the top.
Yep. Yep. Literally, tiny little nipple.
Hmm. Yep. You just kind of flick it around, and it gave you a little bit of camera movement.
Hmm.
I mean, retro gaming does have its benefits. Like, there's something about having that old school like play. Obviously for us, it's a very nostalgic things, but there are
Hmm.
definitely things I appreciate with remaster of these retro games. Like, hate limited run if you want. They do have a good thing going with the Carbon engine, and when they try to keep things as original as possible to their source game. However, they add those things like the rewind state and other little like amenities to at least make it kind of modernized, but still keep that retro.
I will say, like, the checkpoint system definitely changed gaming 100%.
Hmm.
And the fact that in a lot of games, you when you would die, you would start way back. People complain about, and admittedly, I complain about the run back in Silk Song and how
Hmm.
annoying it is to like die at a boss and then have to restart all the way back, and have to go back all the way. That was what we were doing from the start.
Hmm.
Dying at a boss in a Ninja Gaiden game and having to start all the way back, in whatever the stage is leading up to the boss battle again, so flippin' annoying. And it was like, I'm complaining about it now, and of course I was complaining about it then.
Yeah.
Um, and I forgot where I was going with this, but uh, oh yeah, I remember. I was
Checkpoints.
playing, I was playing Adventures of Link,
Yeah.
basically Zelda 2. I want to say a few months ago on my Switch,
Hmm.
on my Switch 2, and I was like,
Where do you
I
start when you die?
I know, yeah. Like you literally start over from the beginning of the castle, so to speak. So
Hmm.
man, did I save state scum like a mother in that game. I was like, I feel like I'm gonna die at this coming up stage. I know what's gonna happen here, so I'm just gonna save state right here. And then it's like if I keep dying, I'll just reload the save state and just get better and better and better at it. You know?
Hmm.
Um and to the point where it's like, okay, all right, I beat it and I can just move on. Um is it cheating? Me personally, I don't think so because ultimately with retro games, older games were kind of more focused on fun than anything. They were
Hmm.
trying to get you to enjoy playing their game as opposed to like, well, let's dump a bunch of mechanics and dump a bunch of content in here just to give you value. You know, retro games gave you fun. Modern games now give you value. And I don't know what's better. Me personally, I think it's fun is number one for me. If your game's not fun, I'm not going to play it. I don't care how great your graphics are.
Yeah. Like there has to be, for me. There's got to be a little bit of quality. Well, no, fun still is definitely the big picture, but I will be acceptable of like a quality game if it's like, I don't know, like Hellblade, for example, was kind of like quality. I feel it
Yeah,
not necessarily
but
was fun,
admittedly,
but
not a lot of people are saying like I had a lot of fun playing that game. You know,
it's not a
He-
game that I would recommend like going back over and over and playing again. Like the old retro styles were meant to just replay over and over again.
yeah. When you think about it, there's a lot of games that you beat once and you're like, I'm good. I don't have to play
Hmm.
this game ever again. Um, I feel that way with Silent Hill 2 was a rare exception because once you beat it and once you experience that ending, you're just like, man, that was heavy. All right, let's run it back. Like it was one of those rare games where I was
I
like,
got
yeah,
five
let's
more endings to
we
find.
got we got to get that dog ending. Okay, we got to get the
Hmm.
aliens ending. Yeah, we got to keep going. Run it back.
Yep.
But um yeah, some heavy games where it's like I don't think I want to play this game ever again. Like Horses, for example. I never want to play
Hmm.
that game ever again.
I also think it deals with back then we had all the time, to focus on those like one games. The games did
Well,
not
games were
come out as
shorter at the
much.
time too. Games were
Yeah,
shorter at the time.
they were shorter. They came out more sporadically,
Yep.
and we had more time. Like now, it's like I hated it when you brought it up several years ago, but it makes sense. Like the video games have got to value your time now as an
Yeah.
adult.
Hmm.
We don't have the time to replay levels over unless that's your thing. But a lot of us, like, we have stressful jobs. We don't necessarily want our games to be as stressful as our jobs.
Yeah. It shouldn't feel like work,
Yeah.
and I think I my mind has changed a little bit more now to the point where I'm like, if like I'm having a rough day or something like that, and it's like I want to sit and play a game, and I want to have fun with it. I don't want to have to be
Hmm.
like, oh, I have to do this slog of a mission, or I have to do a series of quests or something like that to just like get through this part of the game. Like, nah, I want to jump in, have a little bit of fun, you know. And I'm so thankful that I'm actually finding there's still a slew of new games out there that still have this kind of mechanic or still have this kind of fun is at the forefront. We want to make this game fun and replayable. I'm still glad games like that are out there being made,
Hmm.
but also there's such a huge back catalog of stuff that you can go back and play. And I
Yeah.
mean, honestly, to say, address the elephant in the room, emulation. It's getting so good now. It really is. To the point where it's like it's almost improving in every single way compared to the original hardware. So there's that option.
No. Patch some of those remaining bugs and also include the things like the save states and rewind features.
Yeah, really. Honestly, a lot of
Hmm.
emulators have that. You know, I have
Yeah.
one of those like handheld ones, and it's so great that it's like I could just like, hey, you know what? I can save right here with the hardware itself. That's embedded in the software, so to speak. So yeah,
Hmm.
I'll go back to this later. So nice.
Yep. Oh. No,
Uh,
I mean, gaming was a
nowadays,
different thing back then.
yeah, nowadays you play old games and then you realize, shit, I didn't save once. Oh no. And then you die. It's like, oh, I got to start all the way over.
Or you could use the rewind feature.
Yeah, in
Eh?
modern. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, I might have used that a few times in my last playthrough of the original Mega Man.
Yeah, that's definitely nice to have.
Hmm.
Anyway,
Yeah, we're running out of time here, so it's fun to talk about this retro stuff. Like it it needs like it was good back in the day. It still has its place here.
yeah,
But
not everything was great. There
hmm.
were a lot of games that, like I said, aged like milk. Um, and we had what we had. And the one thing I gotta appreciate about retro games is that for modern gamers nowadays, gamers younger than us, they look at these games like, man, these games are just bad. But at the time growing up, man, developers were taking risks. They were trying new things. They wanted to be different. They didn't want to like make the same game that someone else was making. They wanted to be different. They wanted to do something to kind of like
Hmm.
try to, you know, change the game a bit, pun intended. So it's like you got to respect the grind and you got to respect like, hey, these developers are trying something. They were trying something and they had
Yeah.
an idea. And yeah, maybe some of them failed. A good portion of them probably did. Others, hey, we got games like Resident Evil out of that.
Yeah,
Guys that were just like, hey, let's try doing it this way.
it was more about the heart and, the soul of the designer than it was, what's going to make us the most money nowadays.
Yeah, exactly. We want to
And
make a fun game first and foremost.
yeah, I think that's especially where, the indies have that market right now is the fact that they still emulate the old days of retro gaming where we are making a game because this is what we want to make, this is what we think will be fun.
Yeah.
And now we have giant corporations who literally have been canning games that supposedly have been almost right there to like development finish line. We've heard about the Prince of Persia game at some point
Yep.
they thought was kind of close to being finished.
Which they've been making that game for 5 years. How could they look at it and be like, yeah, this game isn't meeting our quality expectations? I'm like, what have you been doing for the last 5 years?
Yeah. Another game, Borderlands 4 for the Nintendo Switch 2. Just 2K just came out and said we're indefinitely putting that on hold. And I remember there was a demo of it at PAX West. For the Switch 2 in the Nintendo section. Like, this was something that was pretty darn close to being completed. And now they're like, we're not going to make our money on this. So we're just going to...
They probably didn't make enough to justify the cost.
Probably not. But, it sucks that we're getting to the point where it's like, we're just not going to make games because we don't see a profit in it.
Yeah. It's a shame. It's a shame what our hobby has been reduced to.
Yep.
Just a business.
That's why we have our backlogs, to enjoy those good old days.
Yep, exactly. I mean, honestly, we'll always have those there, and it's almost a good time to, like, as much as I don't want people to jump into my hobby of collecting retro games, because of course that means that all the prices will increase because the demand goes up. It's also a good time to find, like, really good games, really that you played when you were younger, and that you still find even to this day. It's still fun. Like, honestly, Need for Speed Underground is a fun game, more fun than a lot of racing games I even play now to this day.
Wow, that is a compliment.
Yeah, it is what it is.
All right, and our show is what it is as well. So thank you, everyone, for listening to us, and thank you, Stoy, for joining me this wonderful night to talk about our favorite games and hobbies and living those good old glory days.
Yeah, the good old days.
And until next time, we will catch you later.
Take it easy.
Bye.
If you want to see how you can become a Patreon producer, head on over to patreon.com/Boss Rush Network. The Patreon producers for this month are Adriel Munger, Austin Campbell, Celeste Roberts, Sana Dierig, Francisco Santillan, and Christian S. Thanks for your continued support of the Boss Rush Network.